Hi everyone, welcome to Jules Reads. I am Jules, and in these videos, these weekly videos, I'd like to recap kind of how my week went as far as reading goes. So what I finished reading, what I'm currently reading, what I want to read, any books I might have hauled. And then I also like to talk about movies and TV that I'm watching, and I keep forgetting to do that part. So I will try to remember. And then any sort of plans I have, anything I did this week or any plans I have coming up. And I'm outside today because it's gorgeous out, so I could not be outside. So let's get started with the books I completed this week. Hopefully you can hear me okay with all of nature's sounds. I do not have a microphone. One of the things I need to look into someday, eventually. So I did finish A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and I listened to this on audio, and I absolutely loved the audio, the narration. I wouldn't say I absolutely loved the book. I just loved the narration of it. It is narrated by multiple people, and this is a YA book, a young adult book, and it is a woman investigating a murder that takes place 5 years ago, I believe, at her high school. And so there's some twists and turns, especially at the end. I'm glad I hung on until the end because I did like the twists and turns at the end. And I believe this is going to be a TV show in July. I saw that when I was looking up information. So, and I think this is a duology or a trilogy. I'm not going to continue on. I would say I liked it, but I don't love it enough to continue on. There's way too many books in my life to read. But if you like kind of the true crime podcast, mixed media type books, I think you might enjoy this one. And then the other book I finished is Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. This is my first Abby Jimenez. I'm not normally a rom-com reader, but I did enjoy this. It takes place in Minnesota, the Twin Cities, which is where I live, so that was fun to see all of the common or the familiar places to me. This is about a man and woman who meet, and he had posted something on Reddit about how everybody he dates after they break up, the person finds their soulmate, the other person finds their soulmate. And then this woman is like, well, that happens to me too. So maybe if we get together and we break up, we'll find our soulmates. So you can imagine how this goes. I really didn't like the family drama stuff that was happening. I didn't really care about that was happening. So that I honestly just kind of skimmed through because I was just like, I don't care about that story. And then I would say the first half of this for me was much better than the second half. So after they meet and they start to know that they really like each other, then I kind of I don't know. Rom-coms just aren't for me. This is a dual perspective, and there is a part in here which I talked about in my vlog where the author is talking about a billboard in the Twin Cities that I think she's referencing the billboard that we all might know if you live here, and that cracked me up. There's some good humor in here, but rom-coms I know are just not for me. But this is a book club book, in real life book club pick for May. So those are the two books I finished. Let's see, then I'm currently reading The Extraordinary Life of Sam Hill by Robert Dugoni, and I'm really liking this. I'm probably 150 pages into it so far. This is way better than I expected. It's a coming-of-age story about a boy. His name is Samuel Hill, but he's born with red eyes, red pupils, and so, I'm sorry if you can't hear me, there's like a plane going over, there's wind. We'll see how this turns out. And he's born with red pupils, and his dad says, "What, Sam Hill?" So that's how he kind of gets his nickname, Devil Boy or Sam Hill. But there's ants over there. I might be killing some ants and bugs. I don't know about this doing nature thing. But okay, I'm really liking this. It does, we flashed forward like maybe 30 years, 25 years to when Sam grows up and becomes an eye doctor, which is interesting. I hope they go into how he became an eye doctor with his eyes being unique. And he's bullied as a kid. When he's 6 years old, he's very, what is the word? Like just tragically bullied. when he's 6 years old, and he has a friend that he becomes friends with. So it's about him bouncing between that time, and then something that I just read was somebody comes into his office that is kind of a little bit of a twist and a shock for him that makes him think about his past. I'm really enjoying this. If you like coming of age stories, I highly recommend this book. So far, I mean, I'm only a third of the way through, so sometimes I tend to fall off after I've been reading a bit. Ants, I was just telling my husband, I wonder how many ants there are in the world. Like billions and billions and billions, right? Okay, the other book I'm currently reading, and I'm listening to it on audio, but I had to go pick up the physical copy because I am loving it. It is Braiding Sweetgrass. I don't know, this is bringing me some sort of zen and comfort, just the way she narrates it, the writing. I wanted a physical copy because I want to be able to go back and highlight things. Oh, it's just beautiful writing. This is, so it says, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teaching of Plants. So this is nonfiction. It's not really a memoir, but it does have some memoir characteristics, I would say. And I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then I just started Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend. Now this is a quartet. There's 4 books in this series, and I did order these versions from Amazon. If you look and you try and order just one, the first one, the cover is awful. I'm like, I think they did it as a joke. It's awful. Don't know why they changed from this. And so I just started it, and this is about a relationship between 2 women. They're friends. You can see their photograph there. And it starts off with like 60 years in the future, and then it goes back to when they first meet. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I just started it, so can't really say too much about it yet. There is a TV show that I do want to watch. And then for books I want to start, I just downloaded the audio of The Women. I forgot to pull, my friend lent me her copy of The Women by Kristen Hanna. So I want to start that on audio. And then I need to read this, Kindred. It's the graphic novel version. So I just read Kindred and watched part of the TV series, and I want to read this graphic novel. I meant to read it when right after I read the book, and I forgot. It was sitting in my basket. And so yeah, that is what's going on for current. Let me look at my notes here. So let's get into the books that I hauled, which one of them was that Braiding Sweetgrass, because I had to have the physical copy. And then I did get the Rachel Incident. I didn't know it was out on paperback, so I've been wanting to get it, but it wasn't released on paperback yet, and I prefer paperbacks. And this is by Carolyn O'Donoghue. I don't really know anything about it. I believe it takes place in Ireland, which I'm a sucker for anything that takes place in Ireland. And then our June in Real Life book club pick is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. So I picked this one up. I believe this is a thriller, mystery, horror. It was in the horror section at Barnes & Noble. I was like, yay. And then I did pick up the second Lock and Key graphic novel, the second volume. I read the first one a few months ago and really liked it. And it is dark, and it's a graphic novel, like I said. If you watched the TV show and you liked it, be prepared, this is darker. I think I have cottonwood in my mouth. So I'm eager to read that. And then I did pick up Brooklyn by Colm Tóibín. And I saw this, it was on a display at Barnes & Noble. I'm really dark, I'm in the shadows. And it was set beside their book, Long Island. And that's in hardcover. It's Oprah's book club pick, I think, for June. So, and I've been meaning to read this author. I don't like how it's the movie cover, but I will deal with it. So I don't know too much about it, but I think it takes place in like the 40s. Not sure. And then I got The Stranger by Albert Camus. I know nothing about it. Don't know anything about it. and I just liked the cover, and then I saw that it was a Nobel Prize winner, so I got it. I can't tell you much more about it. Now, I'm not going to forget about movies and TV. I have a lot actually to talk about because I don't think I've done a reading wrap up for 2 weeks. So, I did watch the movie What Happened to Monday. If you like the TV show Orphan Black, you might like this. So it is, one actress plays 7 different characters. So they're named Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's a, post-apocalyptic type, dystopian type show where people are, I can't remember if they're only allowed to have one child or something, but there's 7 of these, like, what would it be? Septuplets? What's the 7 one? I don't know. And so they each can only go out and go to their job or whatever once a day because they have to basically play the same person because they're not allowed to all exist. And I liked it. It was okay. I think it's worth, watching for free. I think it was Netflix. But it was just, I didn't love it. It was okay. Worth watching, I guess. And then I watched the movie one day. I am in the middle of the TV show. I'm not sure if I'll continue on, but I watched the movie with Anne Hathaway, and I can't remember that actor's name. Jim Sturgis, I think. And anyway, so I watched the movie, and all of a sudden I'm like, getting towards the end, I'm like, I've seen this. Like, I had gone back and forth with my friend. I've never seen that. She's like, you've never seen One Day? Like, no. And then I get towards the end, which, something happens, and I'm like, yep, I remember that part. So anyway, I watched that. I had been watching the TV show, which the TV show is good. I just don't know. I have so many TV shows and movies I want to watch, so I don't know if I'll continue. But I did watch that. I started Bodkin, Bodkin, and it's an Irish dark comedy starring Will Forte, and he is a podcaster, and he's teamed up with this like very serious investigator, like journalist, and they're going to investigate this old murder. Nature is falling on me, ants are crawling on me. Oh dear. I am liking that. Bodkin. And then Dark Matter, it's okay. It's intense. I can only watch one episode at a time because it's intense and there's a lot happening. So it is a multi-dimensional type world the main character actually created. So, he goes into different dimensions, and so he exists on different dimensions. So I liked the book. I read it many years ago, and the TV show is intense. I've talked about it numerous times on this channel. And then I started watching Eric with Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm really liking it. It takes place in the 80s in New York City, and his son disappears. And it's him kind of befriending the monster that lives underneath. Shooting off ants. I'm gonna have to... Oh, nature! Okay, I'm gonna have to shake out all my books before I take them inside. And I really like it. I only watched 1 or 2 episodes, but I will continue on watching that. And then in the background when I watch YouTube, I like to have a TV show on. I don't know why, because I just have to have it. But I've been doing Mad Men. So that I watched, when it was popular 10 years ago or so. And so I've been having that on in the background. And then my husband and I started together watching Wrexham, which is the, reality show about the soccer team in the UK. Football team, soccer team to us stupid Americans. Anyway, really enjoyed that. That show makes me cry a lot too. What I did this week, I had my mom's memorial last Sunday, which was really nice. It was actually here in our backyard, and it was perfect. It was some good closure, and I feel like I have been able to move on a little bit this week, so that is good. And then my husband and I went to, it's in my vlog if you want to check that out, but we went to a waterfall here in the Twin Cities called Minnehaha Falls, and then we ate at the restaurant there called Sea Salt. So that's the most exciting thing I've done probably all year. And then plans coming up, my husband is actually taking off today. He's taking a motorcycle trip around Lake Superior. So it goes up into Canada. That sounds like his motorcycle right now. Did he leave, not say goodbye? He wouldn't do that. Anyway, so he's doing that. So it's just me and my dad hanging out for this week, and I plan to make some food that my husband doesn't like. He likes Brussels sprouts, he just doesn't like the smell, and I could eat Brussels sprouts every single day, so I'm making those. Other than that, I don't have any other plans. Probably